Okay, now we're on part 3, which is actually the last part of this. It's the reason why and the social media matrix. The reason why we're doing all of this is not just to be busy and to do busy work. What we're trying to do is we're trying to connect with people on a much deeper level. Because as I mentioned earlier on, people don't like to feel like they're being sold to. They like to feel like they're working with people that they know and they trust. So the whole object behind the social media is to start a conversation in many cases and to continue one on over a period of time. So you're not going to just be using social media when you're trying to make your connection with your customers and clients and prospects. What you're trying to do is establish a rapport with them so that you can communicate with them more closer. Now, the top level of connecting with prospects and clients is actual face-to-face contact, shaking hands, and looking them eyeball to eyeball. The second level down would be, telephone contact and actually talking to them on the phone. The third would possibly be direct mail and so forth. Social media is in there somewhere, but you want to start a dialogue and you want to connect on a much deeper level. Don't think that you can just go on social media and just do all these little things I'm telling you and that's the end of the story. You really need to get close up and personal as you can with all of your prospects and past customers. If that means sending them Christmas cards, birthday cards, whatever it is you've got to do through the regular physical direct mail, whatever it is, that's what you have to do. And so just thinking along the lines of, well, I'm just going to use social media, that's it, and it's going to be a big smashing success. That's not all there is to it. You still got to send out your newsletters. You still got to do your advertising. You still got to send them out periodic advertisements, whatever it is that you do, to keep them in your loop and in your inner circle. So let's go through this whole matrix of social media and how it works. Remember, we have your company's website, which everybody should already have. Then you're going to have your blog, and it's going to be connected to your website, a link to your website. But something I didn't mention earlier on, what you want to do is you want to have not just your company's website leading to the blog, but the blog will also refer back to your company's website, so that you'll have a close interconnection between the two. Now, in my case, my website is my blog. So this is all one thing when you look at my website. But most companies have a website and then they have a blog attached to it. And those two are going to be exchanging links and everything between the two of them, and also information. The next thing you want to do is you're going to get all your social media sites in line that we already talked about, and you're going to have them set up. Now, where this gets different at is when you start to add your staff to it. Your staff is going to start contributing, and they're going to start posting information to your company's blog and also to social media sites, so that when you are developing this web, you are getting people to do more than one task. They're doing several things. They're connecting to the blog, and they're also connecting to the website, and they're also connecting to other social media sites. So then also later on down the road, customers are going to start getting involved with it. Past customers that you've had that like what you do. And they're going to start posting to things like Google+. They're going to do this on their own. They're going to be taking pictures and photographs. I remember a couple of years ago, bought a brand new Jeep, and the salesman and I got our picture taken together. And by the way, this is a good idea. When you sell something to a client or a customer, get a picture taken with them with the product that they bought, whether it's an RV or a luxury boat or whatever it is. Get that picture taken next to them so you can have it posted on your website, on your blog. They'll also want to do the same thing. I do not work for the company I bought the Jeep from, but I was more than happy to post a picture of me and the salesman next to the Jeep that I bought, and I put that on Facebook, and I also put a link to their site. Very happy with the way things turned out. So you want that sort of interaction. So you're going to have customers posting to various sites for you. So before long, you have all of these connections going on, and eventually what you want, the matrix looks like this. Now, if you thought it was going to take a long time for me to explain this, it isn't really. Because what you have is a network of customers, prospects, and staff members all interacting through these different sites. And all you got to do is on a regular basis post a blog post and start sharing that through these various sites, and then have staff members, whenever something happens with customers, clients, with sales or whatever, start to post to their social media sites as well. And what you're going to have is a whole bunch of people sharing these things. And I will tell you, staff members We'll also post some of this stuff on their personal Facebook accounts and Twitter accounts. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with it whatsoever. Hopefully they'll never post anything negative, and that's where you've got to have a problem with your staff, and you got to clear that up. But overall, what you're going to have all this buzz going on, and it's going to get shared across all these different platforms. Now, the next thing I wanted to talk about is the best scenario when dealing with this. This picture right here is the best scenario you're going to have for your social media sites and for your social media matrix. And basically what you want is to have your prospects and customers sharing through a social media site. They're going to share, for example, if they bought something from you and they share it on Facebook, and that information is shared with the prospects, that's what you want to do. You want to see that scenario, because when you go onto a social media site, let's say like I showed you earlier on, you wrote a blog post and you posted it on the company's Facebook account. Well, there's a thing called a no-follow link that goes on there. And basically what that does is, Google did this to protect the links that are, anybody could go out and share a ton of links on their own social media sites. Every day they could go do that. And that doesn't mean anything to Google. Google looks at that and goes, well, no follow link. Basically, what that says is that you posted it and you're posting it back to your site. So that doesn't really count for much. But when you have customers taking that information or posting things about your company and it's going through a social media site, they do take notice of that. The search engines will notice that, and they'll say, hey, these people are sharing information on their own social media sites about this company. That's the best scenario. When they're sharing some information, whether they're making the information, whether they're copying it, resharing it through the social media channels, that's the absolute best scenario. This is what you really want, and this is key to your social media success. So you want customers, team members, staff members, everybody that's involved, prospects, sharing your information online. That's the best scenario. Not just you posting your own link back to your blog. That doesn't get counted much. Doesn't hurt you, but it doesn't help much. It does help from the perspective that you are getting your message out there and people may start sharing it. So from that angle, it's good. But from this angle here, this is the best one you want. Okay? So that's that. Now, a recap of the basic steps. That's all there really is to this. I'm sure you thought there was going to be some big complicated thing, and I could go into how to write blog posts and how to write social media posts, but that's stuff that you're going to have to do more research on your own, and that would encompass a whole nother course. I'd have to write a whole nother course, or you could write a book. But the good news is I'm going to show you some links to some resources in a minute that will show you where to get this information. So a recap of the basic steps: post often and regularly to your blog. Do it as often as you possibly can, at least on a weekly basis. That'll help out. 500 words at least. 2, have staff members share the posts. Have them go out there and share them on their pages. Also have them, a salesperson can have a social media professional page like on LinkedIn and still share it. That works real well. So they can share it with other people, and they can share it with clients, customers, and people that they know, possible prospects, which is good for them. Stay connected with past customers and prospects. You want to stay connected. You want to always keep a database of all of your prospects. Get their email and your customers that you've had in the past. Get their email addresses, get their physical addresses. Contact them through regular advertising channels, through direct mail, and all the other channels that you possibly can. And always tell them, hey, look, we're on social media. Connect with us here. You go into a restaurant, it says connect with us on Facebook. There's a reason why they're doing that, right? Do the same thing. And finally, don't forget to use other avenues such as direct mail, email, and other forms of advertising, which I just said, and remind people of your social media presence. And finally, plan it all out. I have a whiteboard next to my desk, and it looks similar to this one. I copied this off the internet, but it looks similar to this one right here. And it's loaded with stuff that I'm going to do for the week. And so you could plan this all out and have it sitting next to your desk, and as you go through all these steps, getting the blog, getting the company's Facebook site set up, getting on Twitter, learning these things, cross them out as you're doing it, and you'll have a sense of accomplishment, and you'll be motivated to move forward with this plan. And also, the other thing to do is, if you're going to start teaching your staff this stuff, if you're going to actually start implementing it, start using a calendar to plot out what dates, target dates you have to get all these things done. Once you've started all of this and you've moved it in a direction, and everybody can look at the calendar and say, yeah, we're accomplishing this, they'll know what to do, and you can have your meetings. You can actually show this video to a staff meeting if you want to, or certain segments of it. That's what it's designed for. But get them all on track and get them together, and then have a calendar where you're going to plan out these different things. You can plan out webinars where you can invite people who've already bought their vehicles from you, or talk about different aspects. Don't forget to use YouTube and create videos of your products. Put those on there. There's a million things you can do with social media, and then share those on Facebook and LinkedIn and all the rest. Got to plan it all out. Now, why am I showing you a picture of the roof? This is a roof of a house my wife and I bought. We rehabbed it. And why I'm showing you this picture is, we contracted somebody to put the roof on our house. It was a metal roof. We get a lot of wind out here. I'm on top of a hill in Richmond, Kentucky, next to the Valley View Ferry. And you can see my roof of my house. They put the blue metal roof on because we get a lot of high winds. We didn't want shingles. The roofing contractors got to this segment right here where you see directly in front of you, and this is the porch. And they said, we're not contracted to do the porch. So then what happened was, they said, well, do you want us to take all this extra metal that we have here, the sheet metal? And I said, metal roofing material that we have here, do you want us to take that with us? And I said, no, leave it here. I already paid for it. Just leave it here. So my son and I got it in our heads we were going to put that roof on that porch, ourselves, because they wanted $3,000-$4,000 to do it, and I didn't think it was worth that, for them to do that much. So I said, well, I'm going to do it myself. So my son and I were literally sitting up here on this roof, this segment I'm showing you right here, watching a YouTube video on how to put this roof on. And we did it just as well as they did the rest of the roof. We sat there and we watched how people put metal roofs on their houses, and we did it to the porch, and we did the work ourselves. I have never put a metal roof on anything my whole life. As a matter of fact, most of this house I rehabbed myself watching YouTube videos and getting For Dummies books. And that's my whole point. If there's something you don't know how to do, look it up. You are in the information age. If you don't know how to make a certain blog post, or if you don't know how to make WordPress do something, do what I did. Get on Google it, and watch the videos, get the books, whatever it takes, and get the resources that you need. Because I've never done any of this stuff. I learned Camtasia on my own. I learned video production on my own. I did it all on my own. I didn't have anybody hold my hand. I didn't have to go to college. You get the picture, right? So there it is. So here's my list of resources. If you want to learn more about this stuff and how to do specifics of all of this, how to make better blog posts and so forth, here it is. My first suggestion is to go on the Social Media Examiner. It will show you how to set up a business account for Facebook, Twitter, and all those other social media sites like Google+. And I've already mentioned this earlier on in the video. Go to Michael Hyatt's site. Awesome site on how to write blog posts, how to post, how to get social media working for you, how to create videos. Man, it's just awesome. The next thing I would require you to do, or recommend that you do, is to get Tribes by Seth Godin. And this is going to reinforce, this is one of the top marketers ever, and he's written great books. And they're not real long ones to read. He's made them concise, which is what I like, kind of like this video course. It's concise. It gets right to the point. Read this book. It tells you why you're going to do all this stuff, why you're connecting with people, why you need to develop more intimate relationships, and all of the reasons why you should do these things. Because the game in marketing is changing thanks to social media. There's more interaction and more interconnectivity. I would read anything by Dan Kennedy. Dan Kennedy is a master marketer. They call him the millionaire maker. He has written more books on just about every subject you could possibly imagine, especially direct mail and copywriting. So anything you want to know about those subjects. The Ultimate Sales Letter, which is a book I studied early on when I was learning copywriting. Great book. John Morrow's site, Boost Blog Traffic. Best site on the internet for learning how to do blog posting. Absolutely fantastic. One of my favorite sites ever. Go to that one. That'll teach you all you need to know about writing a blog post. And don't think it's easy. It's not. There's a learning curve to it. Finally, Neil Patel's sites. He is an excellent internet marketer. He understands social media, search engine optimization. Go read everything that you can by him on his sites. Excellent resource. It'll take you to the next level. Well, I hope this course has gotten you started on social media, taken some of the mystique out, but it gives you a plan for getting started at the very least. Anyway, thank you so much for sticking with me on this course. I hope you get a lot out of it, and I just look forward to working with you. If you need a copywriter, please contact me, and I'll give you my contact information with my package that I send you, and just keep me in your Rolodex for when you need a copywriter. Anyway, I look forward to hearing from you. Let me know if this was any kind of help to you. I appreciate it. God bless, and have a great day.